Okay, right, so we're going to do trikonasana, triangle pose. So this, I know you've been looking at things on the internet, but this is definitely the triangle pose. It's quite a wide leg pose. If you remember when we did it against the wall, our poses felt really different. So think about that alignment when you've got the belt on, are my hips moving, or if I was against the wall, would my shoulder, would my bum be coming away? Or actually do it against the wall. So it's not about getting as far down as possible. We're not interested in our egos. It's, I want to do the posture properly. Okay. So you can use a foam brick, foam pad, or you can use a wooden brick. Okay, so we're going to go to the right first. Now, you can either spring your legs apart. Now, the wider you are, without completely doing the splits, the less distance you have to get down. But it all depends on how flexible you are on your hips. Now remember, our pelvis, our hips, pelvis is going to stay facing forward. It might turn a little bit, which is fine. If you feel any discomfort in your knee, you can bend your knee slightly, but I'll show you. Alright? So we're going to turn, just lift the ball pad of our left foot and just turn the feet to 1 o'clock. So when we're facing forward, the feet just turn into 1 o'clock. That's to protect the knee, okay, also to protect the hip. We're then going to turn the feet of our right foot to face forward. Just shuffle forward and think, am I wide? You want a nice wide triangle. Now remember, put a belt on and see, can I use the belt to help you to pull around a little bit. Okay, so it should be facing forward. Now, if you're finding you're getting some strain in this knee or in this hip, you do tend to find you have one hip tighter than the other. There's nothing wrong with just turning it in a little bit, but what we don't want is this action. Okay, we're not doing Virabhadrasana, we're doing trikonasana. So we're going to bring it around. Maybe if you just stay in this pose for a little bit and think, because I can feel it a little bit there. And my left side's definitely tighter than my right. So I'm just going to stay here and make sure I've got my hips. So we want to keep our hips like this. Okay? Now we're going to bring the arms up. We're not going to have them too high. Just going to bring them about here. Now remember, we're not just going to go straight down because we can't actually get very far. We want to elongate this side of the body. So we don't want to be hunching over. We want as much length on this side of the body before we even think about going down. So we're going to breathe up, and on an out breath, I'm going to go over. So I'm going up and over. I'm thinking, yeah, I've got a lot of space here. So I'm just going to come down onto a brick. Okay. So I'm going to have the brick on my little toe side. I'm going to have it on the highest level. Because there I can feel I've got a lot of space here. I'm not hunching down. I've got a lot of space. Try and get those shoulders stacked. And when you're ready, you can look up. And then the further you get into the pose, you think that's okay, hold it for a few breaths. You might come down. And you might end up actually, I can get it down to the inside of my foot. But I still feel like I've got quite a lot of space here. I've got a short body, I've still got quite a lot of space there. Okay. None of my waist is touching my thigh or anything like that. Yeah, I've got a lot of space. And then you can just look up and hold that. Make sure your inhalation and your exhalation are the same. If you're holding your breath, you need to come out of the pose, or you need to support the pose, because you're not actually getting any benefit out of the pose. And when you're ready, really lift that top arm and bring it back up. And we're just going to repeat on the opposite side. So I'm going to keep my legs the same distance. I'm just going to turn my right foot now to 11 o'clock and completely turn my left foot. Just need to shuffle that forward a little bit. Again, make sure your hips, your pelvis are twisted round forward, not twisted round, but brought round the front. Imagine them headlights. Okay, imagine you've got the belt. If you have got the belt, just pull it round. Don't over pull. Just to make sure your brain's registering this needs to go to the front. So again, so we're not over-exaggerating the arms. We know what the arms are doing, we can feel them. You should be able to feel it in your arms in all of these standing poses. I'm going to do an in-breath, and on the out-breath, I'm going to stretch them going up and across. So when I feel I've got all that nice space, I'm going to come down to the highest point on my block. And so just go to the outside edge. Okay. Have a couple of breaths through your nose, try to breathe through your nose. Lift this arm up. So you shouldn't be weighing down on this. This should be nice and light. This hand feels light. I can lift it. Bring it down. And when you've worked in the pose for quite a while, I don't mean in one session, I mean, you know, you might be 3 weeks down the line, you can then bring it to the inside of your foot. So this hand's light, I can lift it off. I'm not pushing down, there's no stress there. Energize this top arm to bring you back up, that'll protect your waist. Bring your feet in and jump back into mountain pose. So that's trikonasana, wide angle triangle pose.